how does Y do, and why does it do how it does?
Science.
Okay, you know that scientists love asking questions, but there are two questions that scientists love to ask about things more than anything else. And those two questions are why and how. Now, what is the difference between why and how? Sometimes they can get mixed up into the same thing because they're very similar, but it tends to be that how, whenever you're asking how, you're asking what are the steps or what are the mechanisms in a process, okay, in something. And why tends to be the reason behind it, the explanation behind it, the reason behind it. Okay? For example, an example of why and how questions are, how does rain form, right? Or how does rain form clouds? Or you could say, oh, rain forms clouds. The mechanisms to how rain forms clouds, water forms clouds, I mean, is that the sun evaporates the water and the water goes up into the sky and then they clump together to make clouds. Now you could say, why does rain fall then? Well, then you could say from that, you could say, well, rain falls because the reason is because gravity pulls on the water inside the clouds. So the rain falls. So this would be the distinction between how and why. Whenever I ask, how does water form clouds? I was asking about the steps it takes. Well, if the water on the ground needs to be evaporated, then the water needs to go up into the sky. Now, when I asked why rain from the water from the clouds falls on the ground like rain, the reason why is because gravity pulls on it. Cause was because gravity pulls on it. Now, these questions are very similar though. And it's fine if you get them mixed up, it's okay. But that tends to be the distinction, is that how is the mechanisms and the steps inside of a process, and why is the reason behind why something happened, the causation. Now, these are, again, the most important questions that scientists ask, okay, whenever they're doing any sort of like scientific experimentation. They're always asking how and why something happens, okay? Now, you go around, go figure out, go look at different things and figure out, and ask the question why and how to those things, okay? Yeah, just go around writing things down and ask different questions as to how and why and try to go find an answer. Now, before you do that, here's a picture of something weird. Now figure out some how and why questions for this, because there's a lot to be asked here, okay? Stay in school.